Welcome to today's session. In this session, we are going to talk about endosulfan. Endosulfan is a highly toxic agrochemical. It is used as a pesticide. It has devastating effects. You must have heard of the incident in Kerala where major number of victims were reported to be affected in Kasaragod after endosulfan was aerially sprayed by the state-owned company on cashew plantations adjoining habitats where the victims are located. The Apex Court in 2011 had passed order to ban the production, distribution and use of endosulfan and directed the Kerala government to give Rs 500 crores as compensation to over 5,000 victims in 3 months' time. Chemically, endosulfan is an organochlorine acaricide. A lot of countries have already banned endosulfan. However, in India, the use of endosulfan is not completely banned. Now let's look at what harm does endosulfan cause. So endosulfan is an estrogen-like disrupting chemical. So what does it do? It binds to estrogen receptors in human beings and causes disruption. It may cause cancer, it may lead to deformities in limbs of newborn kids, and that can result in permanent impairment, and excess use of endosulfan might sometimes result in infertility in adults. Let's see what endosulfan does to DNA. When animals are exposed to endosulfan, this creates or generates reactive oxygen species. Now what do these do? These reactive oxygen species cause DNA damage. So that means when endosulfan exposure happens in animals, it leads to DNA damage in animals. This is one way in which cancers can occur. So let us look at insecticide regulation in India and specifically at endosulfan regulation. The first one, Insecticide Act. See, the Insecticide Act regulates imports, manufacture, storage, transport, sale, distribution and use of insecticides with a view to prevent risk to human beings and animals. Approval for the use of pesticides and new formulations on crops is given by the Registration Committee of the Central Insecticide Board. Health and Family Ministry monitors and regulates pesticide levels in food and sets limits for residues in food commodities. India is a signatory to both UNEP-led Stockholm Convention for Persistent Organic Pollutants as well as Rotterdam Convention promoting open exchange of information also. The convention calls upon exporters of hazardous chemicals to use proper labeling, include directions on safe handling and inform purchasers of any known restrictions or bans. So this is the way in which the current regulatory framework works in India. Until now, we have seen what the problems are. Now let us look at what the solutions can be. Organic farming can be a solution. Why? Because it uses biopesticides and bioinsecticides which will reduce exposure to chemical fertilizers and insecticides like endosulfan. Agriculture will become more eco-friendly. Food chain becomes free from bioaccumulation and biomagnification. Right? That is the point. If chemicals like endosulfan will not continue existing in the food chain and will not accumulate over a period of time in the food chain. Anupam Verma committee recommendations, they had recommended banning some lethal pesticides. And of course, Paramparagat Krishi Vikas Yojana, that is a government scheme to encourage organic farming, and there are other things also like zero budget farming, things like that, where the government is trying to encourage farmers to take up organic farming. Paramparagat Krishi Vikas Yojana, it is an elaborate component of soil health management of major project National Mission of Sustainable Agriculture or NMSA. The objectives of Paramparagat Krishi Vikas Yojana are to promote organic farming and improve soil health, to reduce farmers' dependence on chemical fertilizers, to improve their yields, to motivate farmers for natural resource mobilization for input production, and it plans to form around 10,000 clusters in 3 years and cover an area of 5 lakh hectares under organic farming. So with this we have come to the end of today's session. Here we have mentioned a few model questions. Please answer them. See you in the next session. Thank you.